User ending in 67628. Have you used systemic enzymes for scars? I have not. I've not heard of systemic enzymes for scars. And I've had a lot of scars in my life. I was very active when I was young, and I rode horses almost every day of my young life from the time I was like 3 years old. I actually broke my collarbone at or at six. Yeah, 6 years old. Broke my collarbone falling off a horse. And I've been kicked and drugged and bit and the whole 9 yards. So I've had a lot of scars, and but I've never heard of systemic enzymes for scars. I'm going to ask ChatGPT about it real quick. Are systemic enzymes beneficial for scarring on the body? It says yes, systemic enzymes can be beneficial for certain types of scarring, but how and when they help depends on the type of scar, its age, and what's happening biologically. And below is a clear, grounded explanation. Systemic enzymes are uh, proteolytic protein digesting enzymes taken on an empty stomach, so they enter the bloodstream rather than being used only for digestion. Common ones include serrapeptase, uh, nattokinase, bromelain, papain, and trypsin. So how scarring actually forms, important context. I don't really care how scars form, kind of know how that is. And how systemic enzymes may help scars. Many problematic scars containing persistent fibrin that should have been cleared after healing. It helps break down excess fibrin, improve tissue remodeling, reduce stiffness and thickness. This is most relevant for surgical scars, traumatic scars, and internal adhesions. Okay. So yeah, that could be very beneficial. I have found that the one thing I love about castor oil, because it's just one of those things, is that I can actually see the results of what it's doing while I'm using it. So, applying it onto the scar, you can actually massage it in and you can actually feel the scar become more pliable. Um, it's phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. Okay, Y Rain says banana drops religiously for a month for thinning of optic nerve and glaucoma. Numbers was 22, and then that breaks. Had my exam 20 now. Go another month, have them checked again. That's awesome. You might actually want to increase, I don't know how many times a day you're using them, but I would increase it by one so that you can actually get it down lower the next time you go. But, anytime you're going down is a good thing. And 20 is the top of normal. So when you're talking about interocular pressure, 10 is the low normal, 20 is the high normal. 21 is when you start to get in that space of, okay, this could be damaging. So getting it back into 20 is absolutely excellent. Adding another drop could get you down to 16, and then being consistent from there. So another drop a day. So if you're doing it 3 times a day, try 4. If you're doing it 4 times a day, try 5. Because you can do 2 in the same hour. You don't have to spread them across the whole entire day. But doing that is going to reduce the pressure at an increased rate. And by the time you go to have it checked again, you'll be in that sweet spot, getting closer to 14. Hey, Terry Elson, how are you doing? Okay, user ending on 67628 says Serrapeptase is great. Excellent. Thanks for that information. It says took my wife's fibroid, and I think that's supposed to be tumor, to 1/3 of its original size. That's fabulous. That's absolutely fabulous. Okay. Rain says 4 times. Yeah, you're doing it the right way. You might also want to consider, if you're not using a sleep mask, use a sleep mask. And if you're not sun gazing, add sun gazing. That will be beneficial. Okay, and Rain says, is it fine for 2 in the morning and 2 at night? Absolutely. Absolutely. And you can do 2 in a short period of time. Like you can do 2 in 30 minutes, you know, at the front side of a 30-minute and the back side, or 2 in an hour, you know, top of the hour and at the bottom of the hour, or somewhere else in between. But absolutely, you don't have to, you know, do it at 10 and then noon and 2 and 4. Like, you don't have to do that. Okay, and that's what you've been doing. Excellent, excellent. Dimples, 5 foot, says, I would like to know about your product and how to get it. So the easiest way to get it, because I can't actually tell you directly how to go there because TikTok will shut down my live, but you're going to go to the picture of me in the upper left-hand corner, click on that picture, and it's going to open another form with a picture of me. Click on that picture. That will take you to my bio. There's a link in my bio. My contact information is in my bio, my website, telephone number. And if you need to get a hold of me, you can get a hold of me that way. And you can get to the site to check out the products. Oh, by the way, Terry, if you're still in this in the live, I want you to know that the 3070 is on its way to your friend.